No, that's wrong. Dixie Diamonds 359. Metz, 11:46 a.m. Dixie, 8:46 p.m. With his ability to transmit his observations of the previous 50 minutes at the speed of thought to his carbon-based life-form friends, Balloony was able to share everything he had witnessed aboard both the Wewere and the Lady Penryn, plus his observations of William Rose and his commanding officer Leonard Lawrence aboard the RHGA Robinson Black Hawk helicopter in less than 3 minutes. All right, he transmitted as he completed his real-life observations with 100% accuracy and clarity of sight and sound. That's what happened to the Brentsies and Billy Seaver. What do we wish to discuss before Joey and I bring Pilatray up to date? I have a question, Edward Borden said. The helicopter, what was or is its mission? Were they supposed to make their presence known? I just don't understand what happened there. I was about to ask the same question, Lala Chuganini said. Was that a snafu or was Lawrence trying to spook them into doing something stupid? As I only had a superficial observation-only link with everyone, I don't have any answers concerning direct observation of thoughts or feelings, Balloony replied. But no one on board the Robinson exhibited any signs of concern or distress when the two ships reacted to their presence, so my speculation is that the goal was to prod the Lady Penryn into reacting. I don't have the ability to express my feelings concerning Captain Shippen's reaction to Crewman Paller's suggestion of throwing BCP overboard. That would be horrid, and I would be forced to react and save him, thus revealing my existence. I want the man to be tried, convicted, and imprisoned for the safety of all, not murdered, and especially not in a sadistic manner. I want justice and greater safety for all, not revenge. Where are you, Big B? Paul Peltz asked. I mean, they're 1,000 kilometers out at sea. Yes, they are, and so am I. I floated airborne towards New Caledonia when I learned that the Brentsies were planning to meet up with a cargo ship. After computing the likely rendezvous point based upon the speed and direction of both the Penryn and the Wewere, I started floating out in the sea near where I'd calculated they'd meet. When I heard Palliser ask permission to throw Brentsie overboard, I had the strongest emotional conflict I've ever felt. I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I allowed the man to drown, but saving him would expose my continued existence, something I fear would lead to me being recaptured and imprisoned, possibly even destroyed. I can't tell you how relieved I was to be able to merely monitor the situation and prepare myself to act if necessary. As I said, I'm very glad it wasn't necessary. Oh my, Lizzie exclaimed. I had no idea. I'm so sorry you were placed in such an awful dilemma. Thank you, Lizzie. I appreciate you saying so. It definitely had me in turmoil. Now, back to business. My plan is to stay with the Penryn and leave the Brisbane Police or the Australian Army to nab Maximum Miniman and our lovely Wewere Captain Nunn and his lovely crewman Fleming. I do hope Nunn and Fleming don't do anything stupid when they're cornered, but as I can't physically be in two places at one time, I'll leave that to the authorities. If everyone is up to date enough to wait for the next crisis, I'd like to speak to Pilatray via Joey. Everyone all right with that? I certainly am, Joey said. I know Pila is anxious to hear from you. And I him. Lovely. All right, friends. I'll reach out again when we have a change in our sitrep. For now, relax, enjoy your day, and look forward to a live view of the Brentsies being captured.